NBA YoungBoy's trial has officially been announced. On May 16th, rapper NBA YoungBoy will face a jury and judge for his federal firearms case. The judge announced the maximum prison sentence is 7 years behind bars. YoungBoy will be trying to beat this case any way possible. Now, the court case begins on March 10th, 2021. NBA YoungBoy was charged with 1 count of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, as well as 1 count of possession of a firearm not registered on the National Firearms Registration List, as NBA YoungBoy was out recording a music video right in the streets in a local neighborhood. An older lady who lives on the street ends up calling the police as she was worried about her neighborhood, as 10 to 15 men were standing around a vehicle recording a music video flashing around firearms loaded with high-capacity magazines, as well as blaring loud music and the smell of narcotics in the air. Now, after his arrest, a judge ruled NBA YoungBoy to be too reckless and dangerous as a human being to be released out into the free world. But they will allow NBA YoungBoy to be released on house arrest. And while on house arrest last year, NBA YoungBoy was directed by law enforcement to bring himself into jail for the trial to begin. Well, the case started, and NBA YoungBoy was a no-show, with YoungBoy's lawyers assuming that he turned himself in. They showed up to the courtroom and being told by the judge, NBA YoungBoy isn't even here. Now, this means that YoungBoy had a warrant out for his arrest, and knowing his prior's record, law enforcement were not going to be taking this lightly. This made the FBI hop on the case for the search of NBA YoungBoy. The FBI and local law enforcement were not going to be taking this lightly, as both of the units assigned 20 to 25 agents to an operation team titled Never Free Again, a remix of his famous rap name, YoungBoy Never Broke Again. Now, this search team started by the FBI looking over the streets of where NBA YoungBoy was living at that time. While doing surveillance and a stakeout, they noticed that after 14 hours of waiting, NBA YoungBoy finally exited his property. YoungBoy was seen opening up his garage door, hopping into his vehicle, and driving off of his property. NBA YoungBoy then started driving onto the highway, and with the FBI on his tail, they finally alerted him to pull his vehicle over to the side of the road. This made YoungBoy start pulling his car over. He listened to what the FBI agent was saying, his car went to a complete stop, and he just turned his car off. He then waited for the FBI agent to step out of his vehicle to approach YoungBoy's car before YoungBoy turned on his car and then floored it down the highway. While flooring it down the highway, NBA YoungBoy ran into some very heavy traffic, making him drift off of the highway, hitting the regular streets before making a run for it on foot. With the FBI agent alerting all of the other officers that NBA YoungBoy was on the run, they quickly set up a perimeter circle around the area that YoungBoy was in and started closing in on him. While YoungBoy was running on foot, he was wearing designer shoes, skinny jeans, a jacket, as well as diamond chains, which probably isn't the best outfit from running from highly trained FBI agents. Funny enough, while NBA YoungBoy was running from the agents, he decided to cut through a house's backyard. This backyard ended up being a fan's backyard who was taking videos and photos of NBA YoungBoy running from the FBI agent and even encouraging YoungBoy to run faster as the agent was getting closer to him. This is stuff you couldn't even make up if you wanted to. With the perimeter circle getting closer and closer to NBA YoungBoy's whereabouts, he was then finally arrested, as there was even K9 units running after him. NBA YoungBoy ended up getting arrested and taken into jail to await his trial. While in jail, NBA YoungBoy's lawyers were working around the clock, trying to get his trial pushed back, which they successfully did to May 16th, 2022, doing whatever and anything to get him released, with at the same time the feds creating an operation team, as I mentioned earlier, titled Never Free Again, trying to get him arrested for several years. Now, this all starts from NBA YoungBoy being released around 14 to 16 times within the last few years. You can literally make a scrapbook of all of his mugshots, it's that crazy. When NBA YoungBoy was told about the entire law enforcement's operation team, he then released this message while behind bars, saying, "I can leave my kids millions of dollars to divide, but I can't give them the time they truly deserve. Nobody understands me, they never did. Sometimes I don't even understand myself, but that's fine because I'm okay. I'm not looking for you to feel sorry for me, but I do ask for one thing, and that's for you to let me suffer in peace and tell Miss Wendy Williams I say she has a good soul and that she's a beautiful woman. I can see through all of the bad comments thrown at her. Tell her to count her blessings and stay in good spirits. Sincerely, NBA YoungBoy. Shortly after NBA YoungBoy released that message while behind bars, his lawyers were able to make out a deal with the judge to get him released on house arrest around 3 months ago. We saw NBA YoungBoy return home. He went straight to work, releasing hits such as Safe Than Sorry, Bring the Hook, and No Switch. There's even reports now of NBA YoungBoy being taken back into jail to await his official May 16th trial. This could have been due to him breaking his house arrest agreement, as NBA YoungBoy had lots to say about Lil Durk and many other rappers in the industry, which isn't going to help his case on May 16th. Now, NBA YoungBoy released a song titled I Hate Youngboy. The lyrics, they go as followed: Youngboy, they gon' get you. You better stop dissing them. Tell them guys they know I ain't scared of them. How are you talking when nothing ain't gone about your cousin them? Quando got no filter, and he say that they gon' get with them. Clean up on aisle O, youngin' let that blow. And my brother let that stick blow. No, that's mine. He called me a B. No, that's India. That be your girl. Now, I had to change a lot of the lyrics in that song, but you understand the point, as these lyrics are clearly a response towards Lil Durk, as his song mentioned him in his new song Aha. But NBA YoungBoy mentions Lil Durk's cousin Newski, who sadly passed, and even says the line, clean up on aisle O, referring to the list of rappers that have sadly passed from O Block lately, from King Von, Newski, D-Thang, and the list goes on. Now lastly, NBA YoungBoy mentions Durk's wife India, calling her out for being a B, as Lil Durk was caught calling NBA YoungBoy one a few weeks prior. Even around 4 weeks ago, NBA YoungBoy dropped his single titled Bring the Hook. Now this song, it's very obvious who this one's about, and it'll even be talked about in his trial on May 16th. Now in case you missed the lyrics, these ones goes as followed, as they're clearly at late rapper King Von. It starts with, this that Squid Game, O Block Pack get rolled up, and what they told us, Atlanta boy get fold up. Now King Von isn't from Atlanta, but he did sadly pass while in Atlanta, as Von ran into Quando Rondo and Lil Tim, which are two rappers signed to NBA YoungBoy's label and are a part of his crew for their extended loyalty to NBA YoungBoy. All of these lyrics in his latest songs are going to be investigated during his trial on May 16th, and if NBA YoungBoy gets sentenced, he'll most likely get sentenced to the maximum, which is 7 years in prison. The criminal history of NBA YoungBoy will also be brought into court. It's a good description to show what type of person NBA YoungBoy truly is. As I mentioned earlier, YoungBoy has been arrested around 14 to 16 times, so it's not going to be too good of a look for him while in the courtroom. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's been District Trending, and I'm out. Peace.